Hi everyone. Well, after our awesome win here with the door, I've started to fit the rockers. I've got the inner rocker pretty much welded in here. I made a patch panel for this area that was all rotted out, and so it would meet up with the new patch panel. And now I'm trying to fit this outer rocker. I did put the kick panel in here, at least temporarily, because that has to go in first before the outer rocker. And I'm starting to cut and fit this area. Here's the problem that I just ran into. My door works great, he said. I've got a nice, I'm happy with my gap under here. But, if you can see it, my outer rocker in this area sticks out so much further than the A-pillar on the body. And now I don't know if that's something that I messed up or if it's the patch panel, because I mean, the rocker is good down here on the bottom of the door, and I can't go in, and I could go, I mean, a little bit, but I can't, because this is where we have to go with our seal. Could maybe go in a little, but so that's the dilemma that I'm working on right now. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm probably just gonna have to, cut this and kind of take a little slice of pie out of here. I mean, it does look like this curves out a little bit, and make it so it comes in there. That's my thinking at this point. So just wanted to give you an update on where this is at, but that's what I'm going to try, and I'll bring you back and let you know how it works out. Cool. Hi everyone. All right, here's what I've got. So I was happy with my rocker panel and my door alignment, so I started to weld my rocker in here. And yesterday I had showed you how this was sticking out so much further, and I wasn't sure if it was the bad patch panel or something that I had messed up when I redid the hinge area here. I think it's kind of a combination of both. I took a measurement from the other side, from out here to the outside of the rocker, and this rocker was about 1/4 inch wider than the other side, and that kind of correlates to the difference I had. But then the other thing that I had noticed is my door was shutting great. I was so excited, but I didn't have a lot of adjustment left for in and out on the door. It was pretty much all the way out, and I was in the back. I think it could have came out a little bit more. So what I decided to do is I kind of cut this back open, and I moved this outer panel a little bit more. So I did a compromise between I did about 1/8 of an inch on here, and I moved this out about 1/8 or a little bit more. That'll give me a little bit of adjustment on my hinge. And so what I made is I made this wedge to go in here then. So that'll take up the space. I didn't want to mess with my inner part of the A-pillar there that my hinge bolts were on, because it's so nice and solid and the door shuts so well. I thought, well, I'm going to leave that intact, and I can put this in here, and basically I'm just making a shim to move that hinge out, and it's helping me get this line back up where it should be. So that's what my solution is for that. That's how I'm going to deal with that. The other thing I wanted to show you is, since I have it pretty much ready to go, I was going to show you my spot welder. And I've got this Harbor Freight spot welder, and I think it was 250 bucks at the time when I got it, and it works really well actually. It's the 220 version, but this is basically how it works. It's a heavy sucker. You need to eat your Wheaties in the morning, I'll tell you that much. But pretty much what I do is I go through and I marked off where I was going to put spot welds. So on the back side of this rocker, I ground it clean. The other side of the inner rocker, I ground it clean. That way I have clean all the way through, so I get a nice weld. But essentially, we're going to put that in here, and we're spot welding it together. And it's slick. It saves so much time. Otherwise, what I would have to do is I'd have to go through, I'd have to drill holes in this outer rocker so I could do my plug welds. Then I'd have to come through and I'd have to grind that all off. But that takes time, and this gives us such a factory look even. So it works really well. I thought you might be interested in seeing that. So I'm going to go through them. I'm going to get this closed back up. I'm going to finish spot welding this all together, and then I'm going to start fitting the cab corner. So that's where we're at right now. When I get that done and have some fitting there, I'll bring you back and show you what I have. All right, thanks for watching. Hello. Got that welded back all together. Hinges out there. Door does shut a lot nicer. I've got more adjustment there, so I'm happy with that. I've got my inner cab corner welded on, fit in place. Repaired the rest of this where I was missing patch panel, didn't have enough patch panel. So that's all set. And I've got my cab corner all ready to go on. So I'm going to weld that on. And the exterior hopefully then is done, and then I can tackle that floor. So making some progress today. That's a good thing. Checking in a bit. Bye. Where we left off last time here on the square body is getting the cab corners and all that. Got all that welded in. Last thing we have to do is our floor. And I know a while back when I had kind of laid it in here, I had wondered what this was, and I thought, oh, that must be like part of the inner rocker, which it definitely matches that. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cut right along like this and take that part off. And then I should be able to at least set that in there and mark off what I need to cut out the rest of my floor. So that's my strategy with the floor part. And then I'll get it cleaned up and get all that E-coat off of there and some epoxy on it. And drill all my holes for my plug welds and whatnot. So that's today's project. show you what I have when it's all cut out. All right. Quick update. This panel don't fit worth crap. Not even close. A lot of the bends aren't right, but I would have almost been better off just taking a flat piece of sheet metal and making my own. I got that lined up and that lined up. Well, it don't even come close here. It needs to get shifted over. So I thought I'd show you this. It's going to take some work. I'll be practically customizing my own piece here as I go, but we'll make do. It's like we say, they make the panels one size fits all, and they don't, because none of the curvatures up here even match what I cut off to my original. So all right, ready to weld the floor in. So I made this panel work. Took some, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Had to rebend this bend up here to fit in there. I'm missing stuff there, so I've got a little catch that I'll have to put in there. But otherwise, I think it's pretty close. I got to do some cutting up there yet, but I didn't want to do that until I start getting it welded and I know where I've got to be. But I've got my holes for my plug welds. I do have to make a little piece for this corner that's missing, but overall I think it'll hook all right considering what it was. But I'm going to get this welded in and then I will come back and show you what the finished product looks like. Well, we got her all welded in, guys. Here's the finished product. Everything's in there. Went through and put a coat of rust bullet over the top of my epoxy. And I also did where the gas tank is going to go. So I can get my tank back in. At least I'll be able to move it around again. And then I'm going to tack this door skin. So I learned a lot. Hopefully you guys got something out of it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Hopefully you don't mind watching VW stuff too. So thanks again. Bye.